Welcome to the PF International Circuit and to the Kartsport Endurance and Sprint Festival. Our coverage will be concentrating on the highlight event, the Kartsport Pro Kart 6-hour endurance race, plus reports from the 2-hour enduro and the sprint final. But to find out more about endurance racing, let's have a word with the event's race director, Mike Mulhern.
The significance of the event this weekend is to bring all the club members together, both sprint and enduro, together for a festival of pro kart racing. This is the first time we've attempted to do this, and we hope that it will be an annual event.
For our viewers, what is pro kart endurance racing?
Well, pro kart endurance racing is a mixture of all things, really. It's we imagine that the karts are going to do something in the order of 350 to 400 laps. It's a test of stamina of the drivers, it's a test of speed, and more than anything, it's a test of organisation by the teams.
With some 6 hours of non-stop racing, kart preparation and rechecking of every component is meticulously carried out by team mechanics. Whilst in scrutineering, thorough checks are carried out to ensure that each kart meets the required safety standards and complies with the rules set down for this class of racing. Once completed, the scrutineer gives his seal of approval and it's on to the final stage of pre-race checks. All competing karts must meet a minimum weight requirement, and therefore all team drivers must also weigh in to ensure that the combined weight of the kart and driver is correct. Having completed all the pre-race checks, each team now has a final 1-hour practice session, of which the last half an hour will be a qualifying period. During this final period, all team drivers are required to practice and qualify, so it will also give the teams a chance to rehearse their driver changeover routines. Hot favourites for setting some quick lap times are the teams from Multitech Racing, Team Mur, Compel Racing, Anderson Baumforth, K&K and Huffing Racing. Anybody setting a lap time in the low 51 seconds is going to be up front.
Mark Gage of Team Compel, you're the first man out in the team this morning. How's it gone on this first part of practice?
Very good. It's a lovely circuit, one of the best.
And how does this compare with other circuits you race with?
It's at least as fast, but a lot smoother, which for a long race makes life a lot easier.
Steve Welsh, racing for Multitech 1. You've just finished your first session of the unofficial practice. I noticed you were exchanging pieces of metal. What's that all about?
That's different weight for different drivers. Some are lighter, you have to reach a weight limit. And he's a little bit lighter than me, so we put a little bit more lead on.
And that's strictly controlled by how?
By us, personally.
And how many drivers are there for the Multitech team?
3 today.
Another hotly fancied entry is that of Team Acorn Glass, who are already setting a blistering pace during this final qualifying period, having posted some low 51-second laps. Number 2 is also a kart to watch. The Team Huffing Racing drivers have all set quick times in this final session.
Well, this looks like a somewhat relaxed party. Are you actually all driving today or just spectating?
No, we're definitely driving today. 4 of us, 1, 2, 3 karts already out there.
And how things are going now? You're moving into time practice. What sort of times are you looking for?
51.2, 51.4, somewhere in that margin.
With the minutes ticking away, some are still trying to squeeze everything in.
Team Mur, I noticed you're plugging something into the driver's helmet. You've got radio link with the driver?
We work a two-way comm system that basically we can transfer information from the kart to pit. Then I can make any adjustments here. As soon as he comes in, things can be changed, and he's out again. It saves a lot of time.
This is sounding like Formula One.
It's very much a comparison. Things here are taken very seriously. It's a very competitive sport. Things have to be done on the top level.
For Team Compel's only lady driver, Claire Sowden, this is her first ever qualifying session. So fingers and in fact everything else are crossed, she doesn't bend anything.
You went all the way round, I only got to the first corner.
Oh, right.
Right, a husband and wife team, somewhat unusual.
Yes, we're a particularly unusual husband and wife, and it's our first go as well.
And that was your first time in the car?
It certainly was, yes.
Well, one of these anyway. She's had a go. We've had a go on the the small indoor one, so we've got one of those at home. But it's a bit different out there with the twin engine stuff. And
I noticed a few little visits to the agriculture, Claire.
Yeah, quite a few visits to the agriculture. I kept losing it on the bends, braking, and I shouldn't have braked.
Anyway, you've got some hopes for a finish this afternoon?
You can still do it?
I don't know. I don't know. I was terrified out there.
Yeah, well.
With only some 6 minutes of qualifying time left, Team Mer appear to have rested pole position with a time of 51.056.
I've just seen you posted a very low 51-second lap.
Right, yeah.
Where do you think that's going to put you?
Hopefully pole position. There's about 4 minutes to go. We're on pole by, I think at the minute about 11 hundredths, just over a tenth. It should be enough. We've got a good toe past the start-finish line, and you just bring your speed down with that a little bit.
Who do you see as the main opposition for the 6-hour endurance?
Anderson Bamforth, Kart 43, they beat us here last time.
With 1 minute to go, it's Team Anderson Bamforth who grabbed pole position with a devastating sub-51 second lap.
Jonathan Stilt of Team Bamforth Transport. Had about a minute to go of practice, and you've gone and grabbed pole position from Team Mer. How do you feel?
Good. I had a little strategy to do. Just try and keep the tyres cool, not let them go too hot. And we took to it, and the car just come on in the last couple of minutes.
What was your final time?
On my asphalt lap on the car, it said 51.07.
So there's only a few tenths of a second.
Yeah, it's going to be close to the front.
So, final grid position see Kart 43 of the Anderson Bamforth team on pole, with Kart 2 of Huffing Racing alongside. Row 2 sees Team Mer alongside Team Multitech 1, and the final top 6 positions are filled by the Pro Gem team and Acorn Glass. Join us after the break for all the action from the Kartsport Pro Kart 6-hour endurance race. Welcome back to the PF International Circuit and to the start of the Kartsport Pro Kart 6-hour endurance race. With the pace kart out front in order to control the rolling start, all eyes will be on the front 6 teams, any of whom could be the eventual winner. With some 6 hours of racing and something like 400 laps to go, it's going to be a combination of quick driving, team management and pit lane skills that will determine the outcome of today's race. The pace kart pulls off and green means go. The number 43 kart of the Anderson Bamforth team holds pole position into turn 1, with the Mer team grabbing second from kart number 2 of Huffing Racing. With all the following packed through safely, the front runners are now setting a cracking pace. Most teams will have put their quickest drivers into this first session in order to gain as much time as possible over other competitors who have the same number of driver changes. Out front, the first 4 are already establishing a small lead. The number 3 kart of K&K Racing heads the chasing pack, who have no intention of letting too much daylight get between them and the leaders, and already kart 23 has a problem and pits early. Whilst up front, the Anderson-Barnforth kart number 43 is still holding off the close attentions of number 21 Team Mer, third-placed Huffin Racing, followed by the hard-charging kart of Team Multitech 1. Their pace has surprised the following pack, but it's still early days, and with some 5.5 hours to go, anything can happen. Team Multitech 1 outbreaks Kart 2 to grab third place and now sets his sights on the leading pair. With the team electing to run 3 drivers, they must keep in touch with the front runners who are on a different race strategy. Kart 23 rejoins the race only to have the leaders about to drop them another lap behind. Despite the early pace of the front 4, the chasing pack is only a few seconds behind the leaders. The number 40 kart of Team Multitech 1 has wrested second place from Kart 21 Team Mer, but with some back markers now coming into play, there's a chance of the order changing yet again. With almost 1 hour's racing completed, concentration is now being really tested, particularly the slower runners. And the leader nearly comes to grief as he clatters off the side of Kart 23, but luckily loses no ground to the immediate opposition. Into the start-finish straight again, and nobody is giving any ground as number 21 moves out to regain second place from number 40. With the first pit stop, Stu, it's early leaders Huffin Racing who go for just a driver change.
Robert Huff team, you've done the first session, just come into the first team change. How have things gone this morning?
Not too bad. The kart was handling perfectly this morning, going really well, doing low 51s, right up there on the pace. As soon as about 15 minutes into the first stint, things started to loosen up a bit. It wasn't handling quite as well. Could have been the weather, could have been the tyres, you just don't know.
So what position did you come in for the changeover?
We were in first when I just came in. A couple of the other teams who were up there with me, they were in trouble as well. So basically we just worked ourselves to the top, just keeping going. Hopefully at the end of the day things will work out for us.
Team Wildtrack, how are things going?
Well, we're doing very well at the moment. We're lying in second place, but that's mainly because we haven't done a fuel stop yet. We've got 3 drivers. We're going to try and do 2 hours each driver. So we should gain a few laps over those teams that have got 3 drivers, 3 driver changes. So we're just hoping against hope that we can do the 2 hours on the fuel.
Is there a risk of running out of fuel?
Yeah, there is. It's quite a warm day today. We've done 2 hours and 5 minutes before, but that was on a cooler day. So when it's hot, it does use a little bit more fuel. So we've said to him 2 hours, or if the engine coughs, come straight in and we'll do a change.
Another important first change is for the 3-driver team of Pro Gem.
Darryl Sandbach, you've just done the first stint for the Pro Gem team. Come in first, how are things going?
Not too bad. As I say, my kart was losing it out of the straight a bit, so I thought, well, it's a tactical manoeuvre. I'll just pull in behind one of the other guys and let them pull me along all the way and save back a bit of fuel. But otherwise, we're running quite well. I'm very pleased with today.
You seem to stay out a bit longer than the other contenders. Was that a tactical manoeuvre?
Yes. As you say, with us getting up behind another car, we do actually get a bit of a slipstream, so we can back off slightly down the straight. So that consequently means you can stay out just a little bit longer. Instead of having to cut through the air, you just back off.
Team Transport, you had a commanding lead when you came in for the changeover, but you seem to have some problems.
Yeah, as the driver was coming into the bend near the pit entrance, unfortunately the front wheel locked up.
So he came straight in. Luckily, he's fueled, thought to fueled, but the wheel bearing had seized. So we managed to get the wheel bearing off. But when I replaced it, the spaces on the inside had ovaled. So when the driver went back out, the wheel was still wobbling, so I had to come back in again and replace the spaces on the inside. So we'll see how we go. We're pulling it back now.
Where's that put you there now?
I think we're about 10th now. We're pulling back. We'll get there.
Problems on the changeover?
Only a slight problem, yeah. We're a wheel missing, that's all.
The regulations allow you to run on 3 wheels, or you've got to find another one?
It causes a slight delay, not much of one though, because we're normally very ballistic.
We are a rather reliant works team, so we can.
Yeah, trotter racing, we generally bring up the rear.
Back on the track, and it's kart number 40 of the Multitech 1 team that has yet to make their first pit stop, allowing them to gain a few extra laps over their nearest rivals. But no one can stay out forever, and at the 2-hour mark, the race leader comes in for their first fuel stop and driver change.
It was going really well, the car's handling very well. There's no problem through traffic, so all's well. Let's hope it keeps going till the end.
You're currently, what, in the lead?
In the lead and a lap clear of second place now, although with the fuel change we'll be somewhere between that. When it evens out, we'll be a lap ahead.
Also at the 2-hour mark, early race leaders and 2-man team Anderson Barnforth are making their second driver change.
Bit of a frantic change of one wheel there. What's that about?
Yes, we had a problem with a wheel bearing on the right hand side earlier on, and the wheel bearing collapsed, but we got away with it. So that one looks like it's going too, so we're changing that just as a precaution.
Okay. So whereabouts are you? Because you were lying first before the first wheel bearing problem.
Yes, I'm not sure now.
You down.
I'm not sure. We lost a couple of laps on the changes, so just chase as hard as we can now and try and salvage something from the day.
Meanwhile, out front, kart 40 of the Multitech 1 team are making all the running, although they are still being closely pursued by the number 16 kart of the Acorn Glass team. It's also good news for the number 79 kart of Multitech 2, which is also making good progress. At the 3/4 distance, most teams are pitting for fuel and final driver changeovers. For the race leaders, a near perfect changeover, and all is looking set for a rostrum finish.
Marty from the Multitech 1 team, currently in the lead, just finished a long stint. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going really well out there. The car is handling superbly at the moment. It's like I was actually backing off a little bit in a few places there because I could feel the engine's over revving. So, but at the moment it's going fantastically. So hopefully it just all holds together and we're coming at the end. But yeah, great drive I think at the moment.
And it couldn't be tighter, as second place team Acorn Glass also pit for the final time.
Was that the last driver change we've just seen?
That's the last change. Hopefully we should go to the end, no problems. So.
So you're looking for a certain rostrum finish?
I'll never say that. We have so much bad luck. Every time we think we're going to have a rostrum, we always have an engine blow up or something like that. So we'll just wait and see what happens.
The cart's running okay at the moment?
Oh, it's fine, brilliant. The tyres have gone off a bit, about half a second a lap. I think the pressures are perhaps too high, but it's running okay. We can't catch the lead, we're in front of third place, so we should be okay.
But all was about to change. With a 2-lap advantage, disaster strikes race leaders Multitech 1 when an engine fails within the last 30 minutes of the race, allowing Acorn Glass to take the lead. However, Kart 79 of Multitech 2 was now up to second overall, so could they restore team honours? With a lightning engine change, the Multitech 1 team rejoins the action and sets about chasing the race leader. With minutes ticking away, Kart 40 has unbelievably got the race leader in his sights. And with just 10 minutes remaining, the Multitech 1 team retakes the lead. And holds on over the last remaining laps to take a well-earned but hard-fought victory from second place Acorn Glass. An amazing finish after some 6 hours of racing.
Congratulations, well done after 6 hours. How's it feel?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Really pleased.
Was that last session a tough session? Because you had some problems, didn't you?
Yeah, we blew an engine 30 minutes to go from the end. And luckily we just had 2 laps spare, so we actually come out when the other car, second place, has come at the same time. So I had to fight to get the position back, and we won by 10 seconds, I think.
10 seconds after 6 hours?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that about the closest race you've been in?
Yeah, it is actually one of the closest. For a win it is, yes, definitely.
And your other team came third, didn't it?
Yes, yeah, very pleased.
So some celebrations tonight?
Yeah, lots and lots.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations.
And the winners for the 6 hour, 414 laps also, kart number 14, Multitech 1.
In an amazingly close race, Multitech 1 takes the honours only 8 seconds ahead of second place Acorn Glass. Team honours were upheld with third for the Multitech 2 team, Pro Gem finished 4th, K&K 5th and 6th going to Dream Team. Day 2 of the Kartsport Pro Kart Festival saw the Multitech 1 team continue their run of success with a first in the 2-hour endurance race, followed home by an improving Anderson Barnforth team. In an unbelievable repeat of the 6-hour race, the Multitech 2 team finished third again. So more good placings and points to count towards becoming overall festival champions. So it was Multitech 1, home first again, followed by the Anderson Barnforth team. Third spot, Multitech 2. Fourth was Acorn Glass. Fifth, Foss Racing. And Dream Team again was 6th. The final sprint race of the Kartsport Pro Kart Festival, run over 25 laps of the PF circuit, saw some different faces up front, with kart number 57, driven by P. Wright, taking an early lead and never being caught. So the final result of the sprint final saw Kart 57 take the honours, followed by number 33. Third was 24, fourth 72, fifth 32 and 69 taking the 6th spot. So final overall positions for the 2-day festival were first Multitech 1, second Multitech 2 and third the team from Acorn Glass. Well, that's it, but see you soon when we cover the 98 Kart Masters here at the PF International Circuit.